Hey gang, Spider Paul with the next section of my big rebagging and boarding project for my Amazing Spider-Man collection. We started out around issue 19 and went through Silver Age, started to get into some of the bronze. Now we're going to move through more bronze books and get into some modern stuff. This hits stuff that I got when I first started collecting back in the 90s. So there's some big books that I bought off the rack in this section. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Okay, so we left off with issue 220, and now we're into the next box with 221, The Rage of Rimrod, in a newsstand. And 222, that's a direct. And this one's the newsstand copy of 222. And there's the British pence version. And it sells for 20 cents, 20 pence. And 223 in a newsstand. 224. Now these are all newsstands. 225. 226. The Black Cat is back. 227. 228. 229 with the Juggernaut and Madam Web. 230. This is a cool Juggernaut cover. It's, John Romita Jr. and Al Milgrom on this one. 231. 232. The Tarantula is back in 233. And 234 has Will o' the Wisp. 235. Couple of copies of those, of that one. 236. 237 with the Stiltman from the Daredevil books. 238, this one is a reprint. And then here's the original of 238. This one does not have the tattoos. I gotta get one with the tattoos at some point. Marvel put these kid tattoos in some of these books, and you want to try to find the books that have the tattoos intact if you're going to get it graded, because otherwise they'll get graded incomplete. 239, the Hobgoblin. 238 was the first appearance of the Hobgoblin. 240 with the Vulture. 241, I don't know why this makes me think it should come with 3D glasses. 242. And number 243. 244. 245 with the Hobgoblin unmasked. 246. 247. 248, the kid who collects Spider-Man. 249 with the Hobgoblin and the Kingpin. 250. And 251, and then the Hobgoblin storyline. Here's a big book. It's 252 with Black Suit Spidey in a newsstand. And my reader copy is the foil reprint. Ooh, it's shiny. $253 with the rose. $254. $255 with the red ghost and his gorillas. $256 with the puma. And a reprint of that. You make sure you want to, if you're looking at copies, make sure you can see whether or not there's a barcode. That's how you can tell there's a reprint. Because when a lot of these came out, they didn't do the barcode. Also, the price would be different. $257. $258. $259. Spidey's back in the original suit. And I have 2 copies of that one. $260. $261. $262 with a photographic cover. I think this was from a movie or a TV show that they did. $263. And $264. So that's half the box. This one is a second print of $265 with the first appearance of Silver Sable. The second print has that cool silver cover. So I got that first, and then eventually I got the newsstand, the first print of the first appearance of Silver Sable. Then $266, Man and Frog. $267. 268, the Baxter Building gets turned to gold in Secret Wars 2. 269 with Firelord. 270, cool cap cover with Spidey in the black suit. 271, a newsstand. 272 with Slide. 273, the Beyonder in Secret Wars 2. And I have 2 copies of that one. 274. Continuing the Secret Wars story. 275. With the Hobgoblin. 276. Hobby gets unmasked. 277. 278. 279. Jack O' Lantern and Silver Sable. 280. The Sinister Syndicate. 281 with a rogues gallery of different villains. 282 in a newsstand. This is when Marvel was doing the anniversary editions and they put all the superheroes around the borders. So you can find these in a bunch of different books because they did it across a bunch of titles. I actually had this, I think, in a Thor book, a Wolverine book, and a Care Bears book, which would go for more money than you would think. So I've got the newsstand on that, and then the direct. 283. 284 starts the gang war story, which leads to this cover. 285 with Punisher. That's a cool Punisher cover on this. I get that one twice. I think they got extra copies of this from a collection that I bought. 286. 287 with Daredevil. 288. And another copy of 288. 289, the Hobgoblin gets revealed. 290. This is the direct copy, and I got this one signed by Al Milgrom, who told me he actually went to his bosses and said he didn't want the box in the bottom that said direct to newsstand with the code in it, because he didn't like the way it disrupted his art. So they agreed. But when they did the newsstand, they did put it in. And I got him to sign both of those for me. 291. 292. The 1997 Reader of the Year copy. Year of the Reader copy. 293. Craven, I believe this is part of all the Craven's Last Hunt storyline. That was cool. If you get a chance to read that and you have not, I highly recommend it. 294. 295, the Mad Dog Ward. We're getting close, guys. Some big books, gonna get into some keys. 296, Doc Ock. 297. Here we go. 298. 299. And 300 in a newsstand. The first appearance of Venom. Since I got that, I also got my reader copy, the reprint. And then the foil reprint, because you can never have too many 300s. And because I'm getting old and senile, I bought another copy of the foil reprint. I don't know why. But this one I do know why I bought. My buddy Mellowfellow does a lot of foreign variants. And this one is from Mexico. And since I got the Mexican one, I got the 3D version of it to go with that. And 301, this is the Marvel Legends reprint. I have to get the original copy of 301. I've been looking around. I almost picked one up about a month ago. But eventually I'll get the first print to go along with that. 302. Couple of copies of 302. Then 303 was Sandman. 304. Well, this is McFarlane. I love McFarlane's art, and it's kind of cool in the corner box in the bottom. Instead of a barcode or anything, he does his own little drawings. 305. 306, an homage to Action Comics, his first appearance of Superman. 307 with the Chameleon. 308, Who Kidnapped Mary Jane? And some more Todd Father art in the bottom corner. 309. These are, you're getting into all the keys when you get into the late 200s or late 300s stuff. 310. 311, I really like this Mysterio cover with the reflection in it. 312. The Green Goblin. 313 with the Lizard. And for the holidays, 314, because let's get evicted for the holidays. And then 315, and there he is on the cover, at least the headshot, Venom. So is that the first cover appearance? Or is that one? Let me know what you think in the comments. Me, I always loved this one, so I'm going to go with 316. Now, it has a date stamp right in Spidey's eye there. Let me know what you think. I'm not sure what that does to the grade or if it affects it. Tell me what you think. And then, again, from Mellowfellow, I got the Mexican version of 316. 317. 318 with the Scorpion. And last but not least for this box, 319. So, a bunch of keys in this box, a bunch of big books. And this is right before I started collecting. So I started right around 1990. So when I was going back, getting these books wasn't as expensive as they are now. Except, I didn't have the foresight to buy 300 then when I should have. I bought it during COVID, so I didn't pay. It's worth a lot more now, but I ended up paying more than I could have had I had the foresight to buy 300 back in 1990. So that's box 3, guys. Thanks for checking this out. Let me know what you think. Do you have any of these or any of these favorite books? Or, leave a comment. And we'll see you on the next one.